Welcome to today's Team Prosperity training. Once again, these trainings are designed to take our entire business model, break them down into individual components, and then list a series of basic, intermediate, and advanced education covering each one of those topics and components in the business model. So real quick, not last week, we didn't have a meeting last week, but a couple of weeks ago, we started a new component of the business model, which is recruiting and building. And that's off the backs of the first one, which is marketing. So marketing, we have a basic, intermediate, and advanced ready to go. It's already, it's in the Facebook group and the YouTube channel. A couple of weeks ago, we started the new one about building and recruiting. And that's just talking about, how do you recruit? Why do you recruit? Who do you recruit? Do you really need this person? Some of the basics of understanding why it's important to recruit and build if you're going to create distribution of a product and service. So what we're going to do is we're going to switch gears, not necessarily in the topic, but from the basics to the intermediate. And if you'll notice a kind of pattern starting, the intermediate section is a little bit wordy, but that's not designed to bore you. That's designed to give you guys all the information that you need to either pass it on to your other agents or to consume yourself. So we're going to get into a little bit more of the intermediates of recruiting. And I want to start by, just like on the client side, you have to understand the psychographics of your client. You have to understand the psychographics of your potential partners. And that is the why behind the decision. Why would they take the decision? Why would they join your group? Why would they help you build distribution? So psychographics go beyond, like we talked about, the surface level traits like age or income. Those are demographics. These are psychographics. They provide insight into why somebody might be inclined to join our team. Think of it as tapping into the emotional or psychological reasons that influence their decision making. Remember, the why is extremely important on the client and the partner side. So motivations. What drives them on a personal level? Do they crave financial freedom, independence, a flexible lifestyle? Remember, that's important because if you're talking about motivations that aren't their motivations, it falls on deaf ears. What about values? What do they actually care about? Are they passionate about helping others? Do they value work-life balance? Or are they more driven by competition and personal growth? And then their behaviors. These are all parts of the psychographic. How do they act in their current environment? Are they entrepreneurial? Are they proactive? Or maybe are they hesitant to take on risk? This will allow you the psychographics to evaluate and once again, disqualify or qualify to go further. So let's talk about an example. For instance, someone might want to join your team because they're motivated by the potential to achieve financial independence. They might value personal growth and see your business as an opportunity to push their limits. Another recruit might be driven by the desire to make a community impact or would be drawn by any mission that your company has and aligns with helping others. Remember, if you've built some of your agency, this will start to make sense because you have different people coming in with different psychographics, different behaviors, different motivations. You have to talk to that person and align your communication with what they're trying to accomplish. Questions to consider for psychographic development. Ask yourself these questions when talking about or thinking about the ideal recruit. So think about your ideal recruit. What motivates them? Is it financial independence? Is it a work-life balance, career growth, impact on community? Maybe a blend of these things. What are their long-term goals? Is it starting a business, becoming debt-free, building wealth for their family? Once again, hone in and concentrate on what their goals are. What challenges are they facing in their current job or business? Maybe stagnation in their career, lack of flexibility, desire for control over their time and financial future. Remember, coming out of COVID, a lot of people got taste of the flexibility of some of the things that we did, like work from home, remote working. You have to dial into that. If they got a taste of that, now that's got taken away, how do they get back there? And then what do they value most in their career? Is it flexibility, impact, leadership, or financial rewards? Once again, identify and then communicate with what's important to them. Data-driven recruiting. This is learning from past successes and also, let me make this point, past failures as well. You can learn from your successes and your failures, and you can, I think, learn equally from both. We're going to put up successes here. Another way to refine your recruit persona is by looking at the data from your existing recruits. Data can help us get a clear idea about what works and what doesn't. Let's think about the most successful recruits or partners that you've had. Ask yourself, what traits do these people share? Are they mostly motivated by autonomy or income potential? Do they have similar work backgrounds? Build your ideal persona and then start to align that persona with actually who's coming in, and is it combining together? Is it making sense? What messages resonates with them? What's the promise? Was it the promise of leadership opportunities, or maybe the potential to create passive income? Once again, you have to align your communication with what's important to them. This data will allow you to target future recruits more precisely and tailor your communication to resonate them with their specific motivations and values. Remember, online, when you're doing advertising, you have an audience, and you can have a lookalike audience. Hey, give me more of these people. Same thing happens with recruiting, partner, agency build out. Once you find people that are making it happen and that are your ideal persona and partners, go out and find more of them. And you do that by understanding what's happening inside your agency build out. And once again, we're looking at successes here, but you can also look at failures and understand, hey, I don't want more of this person. Refining the ideal recruit persona. Let's take a brief minute for an exercise. I want you to revisit your ideal recruit persona. If you don't have an ideal recruit persona, this should be an alert that you need to start working on one. This time, add more depth by focusing on psychographics. Consider what motivates them, their goals, their challenges, their value. Take time to describe their motivations. Why would they want to join you? Think about, hey, why would somebody want to join you, your organization, your agency, your mission? Think about their long-term goals. Where do they see themselves in 5 to 10 years? Does it align with what we're trying to accomplish over here on any level? And then consider their challenges. What obstacles are they currently facing? Define their values. What matters most to them in life and work? Once you understand somebody's values, that's going to create their behaviors and motivations. So all of this ties in together. And then once everyone has updated their personas, kind of if you want to do it in the Facebook group or take some time with me, kind of let's update your ideas and insights into a persona, and let's start actively going after and working smart and not just working hard on the recruitment process. Standardizing your recruitment process. Remember, if somebody comes in and says, how do you recruit? How do you build? You should be able to answer that in a clear, concise way and show them versus, well, I just do random stuff on random day for random results. Now that you've refined the ideal recruit persona, who you want coming in your agency, the next step is to build a structured process that makes that recruiting consistent, scalable, and efficient. Having a standardized system ensures that you never miss important steps, and it helps you maintain momentum as you expand your recruiting efforts. It also creates distribution, because if generation 1 through 6 or whatever you have it aligned and whatever you're looking at can all do the same thing, it's very easy to pass on roles. It's very easy to create independence, which is going to help you get to some of the freedoms and independence that you're looking for. Let's talk about the importance of standardizing your recruitment process. It's extremely important. When you have a process that's repeatable, it's easier to onboard new recruits efficiently and maintain consistency. Here are some key elements you should consider for standardization. On your initial outreach, what's the purpose? Well, your goal here is to establish initial contact and peak interest, right? It's the jab communication we talked about before. Methods, phone calls, emails, social medias, whatever it is that you're reaching out on the initial outreach that's working for you. Might be a combination, just depends on who your persona is, how they act, what motivates them and where they are to be found. The script, have a defined script or message outline that introduces the opportunity, quickly engages them and encourages them into the next step, whether it's scheduling a meeting, an interview, attending a webinar, grabbing a guide, whatever that call to action is, make sure that's included in the initial outreach. Presenting the opportunity, whether it's, an interview, whether it's a master class, whether it's a one-on-one discussion, whatever it is, the presentation is where you provide deeper insights into your business model, showcase the potential benefits, and explain what sets your opportunity apart from others. Tools, use a consistent slide deck, presentation video, one-on-one conversation format, whatever it is that you've got in place, make sure that it's consistent. Make sure your message is aligned with the values and motivations you've identified in your ideal recruit persona. Remember, if you're going after the same person, having the same types of conversations, this business is much, much easier than trying to be a chameleon and blend in and have different conversations with different people. That's a lot of hard work. You want to work smart and you want to have a follow-up plan. Have a set follow-up plan ready. Remember, the biggest builders and the biggest salespeople, they always are next action step obsessed. So have that set follow-up plan ready. This might include follow-up phone calls, reminders, emails, webinar Q&A session, whatever it might be. If you've had the initial conversation, just like with the client side, if you fail to follow up, you're going to fail to build, and that's going to be a lot of lost income, revenue, growth that you're leaving behind just because you weren't systematic and weren't dedicated to the follow-up plan. Follow-up presentation. Purpose is where, many potential recruits might fall through the cracks. So the purpose is to make sure they don't fall through the cracks. Having a structured system ensures that you maintain momentum. And then your schedule, create a follow-up schedule for all of your recruits. It could be 1 day, 3 days, 7 days post-presentation. Each touch point should reinforce the value proposition and address any lingering concerns. And once again, if you have the same persona, you're preemptively addressing a lot of those concerns before they even come up in conversations. And then the tools that you use, standardize the materials used for follow-up, such as frequently asked question sheets, testimonials. If you've got a little agency going, you've got some people that are working hard, get some testimonials from them. Even video messages from existing team members explaining their experiences, how what they've seen so far, and how their business opportunity has been with you. Tools for process automation. Manual recruiting can get very overwhelming. And so as your pool of potential recruits grows, this is why automation can make it much easier and much more productive for the recruiting, the building, onboard, everything we're talking about. If you just do everything randomly, it's going to be very, very hard to build distribution. You need CRM system. However, you're keeping track of your potential recruits. This helps you stay organized by tracking your interactions, helping you understand what came out of the last meeting. If you're not taking notes and you don't have a CRM for that notes, you're basically going into each conversation almost like a new conversation. You need what was talked about last time, what is the main points, what do I need to hit on, what was the call to action. Automation features, so the email sequences, follow-up reminders, lead tracking, all of this stuff that you need to do. If you don't do, it's going to punish you on the revenue, income, and growth side. And then the templates and scripts. Save time by using standard scripts. Remember, if you're using scripts and somebody says, hey, what do? Use this script. Well, it's very easy to create independence. If you have to teach them everything, you don't have any of this stuff in place, it becomes a lot harder. So the standardized scripts, the email templates, this keeps your messaging consistent and professional. And, whether you use, outreach, post-presentation, follow-ups, all this stuff should be pre-written and ready to go on an automated basis. Key performance indicators, those are KPIs. That's measuring your success. Remember, part of all of this is the measurement of what's happening and the accountability and reflection. So tracking your performance is a crucial part for improving your recruitment efforts. The best way to do this is by setting key performance indicators known as key KPIs that ensure you're able to measure your progress or lack of in a way that really gets you to a point of understanding what's happening or what's not happening. So let's talk about some KPIs. Well, the first and foremost is number of prospects contacted, why it matters. This metric helps you track your outreach efforts and gauge if you're targeting enough people to achieve your recruitment goals. If you need an agency of 20 people, that's what you're trying to build, and you're bringing in one person every 90 days, how long is this going to take you? You need to create velocity, throw fuel on the fire. So one of the main KPIs is, hey, how many people did I actually talk to today? How to measure? Just keep a record of all the people you've contacted, whether through cold calls, emails, social media, or webinars. Once you start making this happen and you understand what you did to make it happen, you just increase your results by increasing your activity. Number of presentations given. This could be interviews, webinars, master classes, one-on-one, whatever it might be. Why it matters? Presenting the opportunity is the crucial and critical step in recruitment. Tracking this will tell you how many potential recruits are actually engaging and learning more about your business, how many people you've contacted, how many presentations have we done, and how to measure. Just count the number of presentations, webinars, one-on-one meetings, you conduct each week. So now you've got columns going. How many people have contacted? How many people have been given presentations? And then what are your conversion rates? Why it matters, because this is where the rubber hits the road, so to speak. This is the percentage of prospects who move from interest to action. Remember, interest to committed action. Those who actually become recruits. Conversion rates will help you see how effective your messaging, presentation, and follow-ups are. If you got a lot of activity and growth in your agency, great. If you don't, go back here to the KPIs. What's happening? Identify one or more KPIs that are lagging and fix it. And then you fix your business. How to measure? Just divide the number of recruits by the number of presentations you've given. A low conversion rates may indicate that your message or your process needs refinement. Remember, if you have all this in place, it's going to be very easy to identify what's happening on the good or bad side and either continue or fix. Streamlining your recruitment process. Now that we've covered the importance of structuring and automating your process, let's take a minute to reflect on your current recruitment efforts. Step one, and this could just be, on your own. This could be with an accountability partner. Write down your current recruitment steps from initial outreach to onboarding. If you sit down and you can't do any of that, well, you need to start from the drawing board and understand that's where you are. You need to get this stuff in place. Step two, identify where you can standardize. Remember, are there areas where you can reinvent the wheel? Are there areas where you are reinventing the wheel every time? Could you use scripts, templates, CRM to streamline things? Remember, standardization, automation, streamlining, all of these things are your friend. Then think about your current use of data. Are you tracking KPIs? Did you even know what KPIs are? How do you currently measure recruiting success or lack of it? And then how can you improve? Remember, measurement, accountability, reflection are key points in your business build out. Relationships, building with potential recruits. Recruitment isn't just about presenting the opportunity. It's also about fostering meaningful relationships that make recruits feel valued and supported. Effective recruitment requires both a personal and professional connection. So building rapport and trust early on is essential. Establishing trust early. Remember, trust, rapport, credibility. All of these things is the bottom of that pyramid that we use, the pyramid of influence, right? Same thing on the partner side. Trust is the foundation of any long-term relationship. When engaging with potential recruits, your first goal should be build trust. Here's how you can do that right from the start. Ask questions and listen. It's the same thing we talked about over and over and over again. If you're out there just talking, never asking questions, never listening, never getting answers, that's going to be a bad sign for your agency build out. The purpose of asking questions and listening is to get to know the recruit on a deeper level by asking about their personal goals, professional aspirations, current challenges. What about the approach to this? Avoid just jumping straight into your opportunity. That's what most everybody does. That's why most everybody is not successful. Instead, start the conversation by asking open-ended questions like, hey, what's your vision for the next few years in terms of your career or business? What challenges are you facing right now in your current role, and how are you navigating through them? And then finally, active listening. Don't just ask a question and then wait for them to stop talking so you can talk again. Pay attention to the responses and respond thoughtfully. This shows that you're genuinely interested in their success, not just bringing them onto your team to get another hash mark on the board. Share your story. What's the purpose of this? Sharing your personal experience can create a bond and provide insight into why you're passionate about the opportunity and helping them bring them into your opportunity. The approach, be honest and transparent. Don't bring people in on false pretenses. Be honest about what this entails, who you're looking for, and what your expectations are. Talk about the journey, why you joined, how it's impacted your life, and how you've been able to grow. And then the tip, always, always, always keep it authentic. People can smell or see or hear, whatever you want to say, through you if you're not authentic, if you're fake. People are more likely to trust someone they perceive as genuine and relatable. Show investment in their success. What's the purpose of this part? Well, make it clear you're not just offering a job or partnership, but a chance to grow alongside them, a mutually beneficial relationship where it's a win-win-win for all parties involved. What's the approach? When recruits see that you're interested in their development, they're more likely to trust you. This could be through mentorship, offering career advice, connecting them with them to help them with resources, even before they've even committed to you. So show investment in somebody that you're interested in before they've committed to you to see if you can get that commitment. Tailored communication. Like there's certain things called business focused communication. This is for recruits focused on career growth, financial success. Stick to the facts and be direct. Explain the financial benefits, growth opportunities, career trajectory that your business and your opportunity can offer. Then on the other side, there's personal connection focused communication. This is for recruits who value relationships, community, personal growth. Take a more personal approach. Highlight team culture, community impact, or work-life balance. Once again, understand who you're talking to, tailor the communication. Provide value from the very, very beginning. Providing value before any commitment from a recruit is one of the most powerful ways to build trust, set the stage for successful partnerships. By offering something useful up front, you can create a sense of repressive and goodwill. Resources and education materials. Share resources that are often relevant to their personal or professional growth. Remember, offer something on the front side. This could be an article, ebook, webinar, or even a case study. Tailor it to their interests and their challenges. Advice and mentorship. Offer some free advice or mentorship from the very beginning. Remember, everything doesn't have to come post-recruitment. For example, if a recruit mentions a business challenge, share some of the insights or connect with them with someone that can actually help them. So if you're interested, you don't have to do this for everybody, but if you're interested in somebody that you think they're going to make a great fit, roll the red carpet out for them. And then opportunities to engage before commitment. Invite potential recruits to informal team meetings, training sessions, or networking events. This allows them to see the value of the opportunity without feeling pressured to actually commit before. Reflecting on your relationships and your building approach. Take a minute to reflect on your current approach to building relationships with your recruits or potential recruits, and think about the following. Are you establishing trust early? Are you showing genuine interest in their goals? Are you tailoring your communication? Are you adjusting your messages based on your recruit's personality and their preferences? And are you providing value from the start? So trust, communication, value. What resources, advice, or mentorship could you offer to potential recruits before they made the commitment? Remember, trust, rapport, credibility. That bottom of that pyramid of influence is extremely important. Creating a consistent onboarding experience. Once a recruit has made the decision to join, it's absolutely imperative and essential that you guide them through a well-structured onboarding process. A well-designed onboarding program will set the stage for long-term success and ensure they feel confident, supported, and prepared as they begin their journey with you and with us. Standardize your onboard program. So a consistent onboarding experience will ensure that every recruit receives the same high-quality introduction to your teams, tools, and processes. Remember, you can't make somebody do something, but you can give everybody the same opportunity and the same infrastructure, tools, training, and support. By standardizing this process, you can provide every new recruit with a clear path to success. Training on the company and industry. Remember, they only know so much from the very beginning. Even when they come in, the onboarding should begin with an introduction to your company, its mission, and the industry in which you operate. New recruits need to understand the broader context of your business and how they fit into the bigger picture. Company values and cultures. Introduce your recruits to your company's core values and the culture that you want to foster and include them in. Industry knowledge. Offer training on your industry trends, regulatory guidelines, any essential marketing insights that you may have. This helps your new recruits gain confidence in discussing industry-related matters with potential clients or partners. An example, a short course or training video that explains key industry terms or trends can be a helpful tool for your recruits. And we're going to get a lot of this stuff going in the new AI system for you guys. What about role-specific skills development? Remember, everybody's going to come in with different skills, different strengths, different weaknesses. Each recruit's role may differ slightly based on their strengths. So you want to make sure it's important to provide role-specific training to ensure they're equipped for the right skills. Remember, having the virtual assembly line, people are doing different things. Concentrate your training on what they're going to be doing. Sales and communication, focus on training recruits on effective communication, whether it's through client-facing interactions, presentations, or follow-up techniques. Tools and technologies, ensure they're familiar with anything we offer them, like the CRM system, email tools, other platforms they may be on and using on a daily basis. And the scripts and templates provide standard scripts for outreach, follow-ups, presentations to ensure consistency and messages across the entire team. Also helps with compliance issues. Everybody's talking about the same thing, using the same scripts, it helps. Provide access to pre-made scripts for presentations of your opportunity to clients, handling objections, or following up after meetings. Create interactive sessions where your recruits can role play and practice these scripts. It's extremely important that you, as a builder, put yourself in a position to offer as much help that these recruits possibly need. But once again, your time is an investment. Make sure you get a return. Make sure that if they ask for help, they're actually actively engaged in the business. And then access to resources. Recruits should have access to all resources they need from day one. This includes presentation materials, frequently asked questions and guides, technology platforms. So just make sure that any, downloadable PowerPoints, visual aids, they have access to all the frequently asked questions that we developed, any of our platforms that we use, make sure they have access and understanding of these things. You might want to create a shared Google Drive or dedicate a team portal where recruits can easily access all of the necessary resources. You have company-related platforms and infrastructure, and you have team-related. So, the company can give some stuff, you can give some stuff on a team level. And then mentorship and accountability. Remember, this is a key part of successful onboarding, and that's pairing your recruits with a mentor or accountability partner. You don't want your new recruit or partner to feel like they're on a desert island, little to no communication, not really understanding what's going on. One of the things that will help them, especially in the early stages, is get a mentor, get an accountability partner. This relationship will help new recruits feel supported, especially in the first few months when they are still learning the ropes. Mentorship. Remember, if you're going to guide somebody and you're going to take somebody to a specific place, you got to help them along the way with the path. Assign each new recruit a mentor who's more experienced, can help guide them through the onboarding process. This is part of the agency build out. As you have people coming in, making it happen. Can they help with some of this? They should be, because we have a income and revenue grid that will pay them to do that. This mentor will act as a resource for advice, answering questions, providing insight into any new challenges they may face along the way. The benefits are mentors can share their own experiences, can help them trailblaze that path, help them preemptively overcome some stuff that the mentor knows, can help them work through. Offer shortcuts to avoid common mistakes, help those new recruits navigate through complex situations. Regular check-ins, don't just sign somebody up and forget about them. Ensure mentors meet with their mentees on a regular basis, whether that be weekly, bi-weekly, discuss progress, offer support, provide feedback. A senior team member checks in weekly with the recruit to check on goals, discuss challenges, or offer feedback. Remember, this is a team. Inside a team, you have different roles, you have different people. Some people may not be able to be a mentor. Some people might be able to be a great mentor. Find those, align those people, and then reward those people for helping you out. Accountability partner. Remember, measurement, accountability, reflection. In addition to a mentor, some recruits will benefit from having peer accountability partners. What have you been doing? What's been going as far as the results? And to help them fix the breaks in the model or the messages or the communication. Someone at a similar level who can motivate and encourage them through shared experiences, mutual support. Recruits can work alongside their accountability partners to ensure they stay on track with their activities and goals. They might also celebrate small wins together, which is a big part of the initial stages, which can boost morale and engagement. Peer motivation. Sometimes a peer relationship can provide that extra push to meet deadlines or hit targets because they hold each other accountable. It's easy to break accountability and break, anything that you've set up as far as promises to yourself if you only hold those within. Once you get your recruits and your agents, your partners sharing their accountability, sharing their deadlines, sharing their goals, it becomes a lot easier to hold people accountable. Let me give you an example. Accountability partners could meet virtually for 15-minute stand-up sessions once a week to review their progress, share what they've accomplished, talk through any sticky points. That's one of the reasons we offer things like the 12-week year that allows people to get involved if they would like. Clear expectations. Remember, Set up expectations from the very start. That way, people that can't meet those expectations will be disqualified. Those that can meet understand what their expectations are. Setting clear goals and expectations for new recruits is absolutely crucial for helping them feel accomplished and successful early on. You need to get them making money quickly so they're excited and more motivated about sticking around. Focus on creating a structured 90-day plan with milestones that are both activity-based and learning-based. So let's talk about the activity-based goals. These are, as far as defining measurable activities recruits should complete within their first 90 days. This creates structure and helps them know what success looks like from day one. Example, make X number of outreach calls, emails per week, give X number of presentations or client conversations, follow up with X amount of leads by the end of the week. Purpose, activity-based goals keep recruits motivated and focused on what actions will lead to success. In the beginning, they're not going to have results, so they can't concentrate on results. They concentrate on the activity. Also gives them a lane or a path to follow, understanding what they should be doing. Learning milestones. In addition to activity goals, you want your recruits to be hitting learning milestones that will equip them with the knowledge they need to succeed in their role and learn new roles. Example, complete training modules or industry knowledge about product offerings by the end of the first month. Demonstrate proficiency in the CRM software by the second month. Present a mock client pitch to their mentor for feedback before the 90-day mark. Purpose, setting these milestones provides the recruits with confidence and skills they need to handle the real-world situations as they continue beyond just the onboarding process. And then tracking progress, what's happening or what's not happening. Using a tracking system to monitor each recruit's progress. This could be a simple dashboard or checklist where recruits can see how they're doing, what's expected to be next. Check-ins, have mentors, managers, or accountability partners, regularly check in on the progress to ensure their goals are being met. And then feedback, offer feedback on where recruits are excelling and where improvements can and should be made. Example of this is just share it. Use a shared tracking document where both recruits, their mentors, managers, everybody can see completed activities, notes, feedback, and set future goals and expectations. And then finally, what I want to talk about today is exercising, getting out and mapping out a 90-day onboarding plan. Now that we've discussed the importance of standardizing your onboarding process and setting clear expectations for your new recruits, let's dive into creating a 90-day onboarding plan for those recruits. Break your recruits' onboarding journey into 3 key phases. Initial, first 30, practical application, 31 to 60, and scaling, 61 to 90. Phase 1 is just your initial training. What knowledge do new recruits need to have by the end of the first month? This could include industry knowledge, product training, CRM proficiency. Phase 2, that practical application is next. What activities should recruits start to engage in after their first 30 days? Consider setting goals around the outreach, presentations, and/or the follow-ups they should be completing. And then phase 3, once we got initial and practical, we can start to scale. By the final month of onboarding, remember 90 days, once they onboard, you still have the recruitment process and the onboarding process. So by the final month of onboarding, recruits should begin working more independently. What milestones should they achieve? This might include completing specific learning modules, demonstrating key role competencies, or hitting outreach targets. So let's close this meeting out today. I want to give you guys a little action step and homework. To wrap up, I want to take what we discussed today and start refining your recruitment process. Some of the stuff we can help you with, some of the stuff you're going to do on your own. Your homework is to create or update your ideal recruit persona with psychographic details, standardize your outreach process, and start building a 90-day onboarding plan for your new recruits. Next session, we're going to cover some advanced recruiting and building strategies. So come prepared. If you have any questions from this session, let us know. We'll be glad to answer them going into the advanced. And then closing remarks. I want to thank you guys for participating today. Remember, recruitment isn't just about finding people. It's about finding the right people and setting them up for success. Let's continue to grow and build a strong, motivated team together. And that's all we have today. I hope you guys got some value out of this. Remember, a couple weeks ago was the basics of recruiting building. This is the intermediate. And next week, we'll go into advanced real-life strategies and examples of how to get this stuff done.